Look, don't be down. Don't be down on the Broncos. I know they've lost 6 straight games in a row. The Bengals won for the first time in Denver since 1975, and the Broncos shot themselves in the foot over and over and over again. Yes, I know all of that, but why? Why should you still be excited? Because they had a great fucking week of practice. That's why their practices have been so good. They have been so fucking good that you should just sit back and enjoy the fact that they know how to practice, but forget how to play. That's the theme for the Broncos in 2017. The Bengals beat them 20-17 in a game they could have won. The Broncos could have won. They could have won this one. That's good sports. This episode is sponsored by BetDSI.com. It's one of the best, most reliable sports books out there. Use my code GOOD25 and they're gonna give you $25 free to wager however you want on any game, any sport. That's free money to turn into more money that you can put in your pocket and then donate to my Patreon account because people are dropping like flies after the Broncos have been losing. Okay, of course, I am kidding about the practice thing. That's been the story though. People are ripping Vance Joseph for saying that the Broncos had a good week of practice. I personally believe, what the fuck do you want him to say? What do you want him to say? You want him to throw the players under the bus? Do you want him to shit on the players, say, practice sucked, the game sucked? I don't think that's the coach's job. I think the coach's job during the mandatory press conferences is to protect the players, and you wait for 1 or 2 moments where you throw a guy under the bus. That is a pivotal moment, a turning point in the season. But I don't know. I just feel like he gets a lot of shit for saying they had good practice, and it doesn't matter. Nobody gets to watch the practices. I do want to thank everybody who watched the game with me live on sportsbooth.tv. I was streaming the entire game. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work. My back is sore from sitting like this. But I think I'm gonna do it again next week. We can start having fun while the Broncos lose. This game, this is the thing, this is where it's shitty, right? The Chiefs lose today. I mean, the Raiders got destroyed by the Patriots, but the Chiefs lose, which means by record, the Broncos were still in it. All they had to do was win today in a very winnable game. The Bengals are a team the Broncos should have beat. They should have beaten the Bengals, but they didn't. And the reason they lost is the same reason they've lost the last 6 games. It's because of mistakes. And it wasn't special teams this week. It was not special teams. In fact, special teams kicked the game off right. Well, after they kicked it off, Shaquil Barrett blocked a punt. He blocked the Bengals' first punt attempt, giving the Broncos great field position. Brock Osweiler in the offense drove down. It's like 3rd and 3 or some shit on the goal line. And Brock Osweiler throws an interception to Dre Kirkpatrick. You could get your ass kicked by Dre Kirkpatrick. Think there's an Eminem rhyme in there, somewhere close. But on that play, I have to go back and look at it, but it looks like Emmanuel Sanders was picked, which I don't know when a pick is legal and when it's illegal in the NFL. I've seen teams get flagged for what looked like a lot lesser picks than the one that landed on Emmanuel Sanders. Anyway, the ball's intercepted. Then Dre Kirkpatrick returns it 99 yards, fumbles on the 1-yard line, doesn't score. Reminded me of when Champ Bailey picked off Tom Brady in the playoffs, returned it 99 yards, and the tight end, what's his name? I forget. Ben something? Chased him down and knocked the ball out at the 1-yard line. Might have even been a touchback. Who knows? But great job at not scoring a touchdown, Dre. That was the point. But then Andy Dalton threw a touchdown pass right after that. Dalton finished the day with 154 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. And a stat we heard coming into this game was about the Broncos defense being top 5 in yards allowed, but bottom 5 in points scored. And the reason that are for all of the turnovers and mistakes and terrible field position the defense has been put in. The Bengals' first touchdown drive had to go 1 yard, and Dalton threw a touchdown there. Then he throws 2 more touchdown passes, and I think Brady Roby had a rough day. Both of those touchdowns went against Bradley Roby. One to AJ Green, one to Erickson. The Erickson coverage was completely blown. He had a decent spot on Green, but just couldn't make the play. And that's how, you know, the Bengals get 20 points plus a missed extra point, right? So that was 20. Yeah, that was 20. And I also got a bone to pick with Marvin Lewis, you jerk. What a jerk. Taking a 61-yard field goal away from Brandon McManus? Sure, you won the game by 3, and that would have changed everything. But come on, let B-Mac kick a 61-yarder. How often do kickers get to even try for 60-plus yard field goals? Lewis calls a timeout to ice him, and it works because then the Bengals block the field goal. So I guess Broncos special teams wasn't perfect, but McManus did kick a 61-yard field goal. Let us never forget, he did kick that. Heard Gostowski for the Patriots kicked a 62-yarder in Mexico. And still, why the fuck did we let the Patriots practice at the Air Force Academy all week? The elevation there is 7,200 and some feet, almost identical to Mexico City. And we let the Patriots practice in our state all week. That's fucking blasphemy. Elway, you should have made a call, man. You should have made a call. It was unacceptable. Back to this game. Brock finished 254 yards, 1 touchdown, one interception. And Osweiler was the second leading rusher on the day with 24 yards. Denver did finish with 112 on the ground. CJ and Booker both made some plays in the passing game. I thought Booker looked like he had the best game out of all the backs today. Man. But again, mistakes cost the Broncos any chance to win this game. They're a better team than the Bengals right now. Well, except the Bengals won, so you could say the Bengals are better, but in my opinion, the Broncos are better. And now, are we gonna see Paxton Lynch start next week? I say yes. There's no reason not to start Paxton Lynch. At this point, you've moved on from Trevor. You know what you have in Brock Osweiler, which is just below average QB play at this point. And you have to see, and I'm not trying to like knock Brock right now. I thought, you know, he's done fine, but I feel like we've just gotten used to seeing average to below average quarterback play now for, this is going into the 3rd straight season. Even that in that Super Bowl run for the Broncos, the quarterback position wasn't super productive. Last year, went through those growing pains. This year, we've gotten used to seeing the quarterbacks just not do much. And now you have to see what you have with Paxton Lynch, because come this offseason, you got to make some tough quarterback decisions. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I think it might get weird and wacky. If they don't start Paxton Lynch next week, then I don't know what to say. But we'll get to that point. We'll get to that point. Right now, just another shitty loss, and I'm not even mad anymore. It's not, you know, it's not making me angry. I've accepted that nothing's gonna happen this year. And even if they won, with the Chiefs losing and knowing the Broncos still were technically in it, would anybody trust this team in the playoffs? No, I just feel like it would be a bigger pain for my heart to endure if this team somehow had a run, won a bunch of games, and made it into the playoffs, because I don't think they're a playoff caliber team. Obviously, they're far from that right now, and I don't know why. It's hard to say one reason. It's a whole bunch of things. I don't know where to start to fix it. But another loss against the Bengals, 20-17. That's just our life now as Broncos fans. We're down there with Cleveland. Can't even say the Giants, because they fucking won today. The Jags are no longer a joke. The 49ers are bad, but everybody seems to think they'll be great one day soon. Based on nothing, really. You think taking Solomon Thomas right now was smart over Deshaun Watson? I don't know, but the 49ers, everybody there's a fucking genius, right? They might be good later. Who knows? Make sure you come back tomorrow. I'll have some good videos, I promise. This episode is also sponsored by SeatGeek. There's a link in the description. Use my promo code ThatsGood and you'll get 20% off your first SeatGeek ticket purchase. Right now, you got to be able to get Broncos tickets for dirt cheap. They're away, so if you want to get concert tickets, do a little laugh at a comedy show, you can get them on SeatGeek. They rank all their ticket prices so you know what kind of deal you're getting. You could preview your seat before you buy it. And without SeatGeek and without BetDSI, I would be dead. So just remember that. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Broncos. Subscribe here on YouTube. Share the videos on Facebook, even though I'm sure nobody cares about sharing another loss video. But you can work on building my career. I'm going nowhere either. That's all right.